shady. Trash. Hey, no need those. No need those. No need those. That means she's had way too much. Oh shit. Sorry. There I go again with that foul mouth one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, next contestant to the stage, all over the dressing room area. Give it up for Chris Curtin! Chris Curtin!
I wasn't in the dress.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I am Chris Curtin.
You're Chris Curtin? Okay, so do you need a microphone?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it up for Chris Curtin! Wow, okay. I didn't know how to be in the dressing room. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? All right. You know, since the VMAs, and I'm a sports fan, I can't wear a foam finger anymore. I just can't wear one. It's kind of dirty. I noticed the children here, so I want to do sort of a preface. I do love my mother. I live and die for my mom.
Yeah!
Listen to your mother, because you're going to be doing it the rest of your life. I know.
Yeah!
Now, having said that, she is 70, widowed, hearing impaired, and a complete burden. She told me the other day she started dating after being widowed. I think it had something to do with that 50 Shades of Grey she was reading. You've been, all right. So she tells me that a blind man is coming over. And first of all, I wondered how is he getting here? And then I thought a blind man and a deaf woman. That might work out really, really well. He could be the ears, she could be the eyes, right? It's a match made in heaven. But my mother is so vain, actually borderline narcissistic, so he wouldn't be able to see how beautiful she is. So I'm saying, well, where did you meet a blind man? What are you doing going out with a blind man? You got to check with me before you do these things, unless you want to have another plenty of fish in the sea experience. So I'm going on and on about the blind guy, and finally she goes, Chris. And she goes over to the window and she goes, the blind man. The man who installs my blinds is coming over. And I said, well, as long as he's cute, single, and sighted, I don't have a problem with it. She actually used to be my cleaning lady until I fired her. And you think it's harsh, right? $10 an hour under the table. Nobody from the IRS here, I hope, right? So I'm paying her $10 an hour. I'm working 2 jobs. Snowbird season, right? I'm a hairdresser and a waiter. The only thing that would make me gayer is being a dog groomer, right? So she cleans my house, and I pay her $60, even though she was only there 5.5 hours. She's my mom, you know, right? I look down on the kitchen table, and there's a note. Your house was filthy. Thanks a lot for not having one Diet Coke here for me, and your mom's a piece of junk. Love, Mom. Love, Mom. I said, you know what? I don't need you. I mean, I'll tell you what. She cleans like the Tasmanian devil. The house stayed cleaner than when I ever cleaned it. I think the dirt was afraid to come back. So I definitely fired her. I said, I'm sorry. You know, if you have anybody have a cleaning lady? Okay. Yeah, sure. Now you might say to her, help yourself to what I have in the refrigerator. But do you stock items? What do you like to drink? Let me pick that up for you. So no, I really don't get into that. By the way, this is not a costume. I wear this Fantasia shirt a lot. It's a little worn because it's polyester from the 80s. But my younger brother, who is now 250 pounds, gave me this shirt. So I wear it a lot in front of him, and I don't have to say a word. My mom is also a client of mine at the salon. She's also the biggest pain in the neck if you ever see her in a restaurant. She looks like Judge Judy. Servers, if she comes in here, run for your life. Not so much of this, just a little bit of that. Do I like that? I don't know. I took her tip card away from her, by the way. Anybody with that little tip card in your wallet, take that and throw it out the window. But she was a hairdresser 30 years ago. She has not stood behind a chair, gone to a trade show or anything in 30 years. and one side is always longer. She's the only client. I told her, touch your head the other way and leave me alone, for God's sakes. I put hair color on. I want it a little darker. So I adjust the formula to make it a little darker. And while she's in the chair processing, she starts freaking out. It's going to be too dark. It's going to be too dark. I said, Mom, I've been doing your hair for 7 years. You get nothing but compliments on it. And let me point out to you that you don't pay me for a cut and color, ladies. She's probably saved about $7,000 since I started doing her hair. And she doesn't tip me. I pay her for cleaning my house. She does not, I mean, I understand she gave birth to me, but that was 49 years ago. I got to start making some money here. So she says it's going to be too dark. I said it's not going to be too dark, and she winds up loving it. It is only my burden here in Florida, and it should be a television show. The deaf, retired, widowed woman and her gay son living in Florida. We could call it like the Pink Girls or something. She went behind my back and went online to this Plenty of Fish. Lady reading 50 Shades of Grey. Do you know Plenty of Fish too?
Plenty of fish.
Plenty of, okay. You know, a little Viagra and no need for a condom and Top of the World. They're rocking it out over at Top of the World. Oh yeah. So, do you live there? No, you don't. Oh, good. It's not so top of the world anymore, folks. It's kind of like middle of the world. When she first moved in there, her neighbor was out on the balcony screaming down to someone in the parking lot, and I thought, this is top of the world. You don't yell from the balcony. You want to know what she was yelling? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to rent a carpet cleaner today, clean my rugs, and then get drunk. Not like I needed an excuse anyway. And I'm like, wow, I like a drink too, but you won't find me out on my front porch announcing it to my neighbors. Then she told me a story. She told me her son is gay too. Do I know him? You know, because we all know each other. Worldwide Gay Association. Oh, I know him. So she said, my son won't take me to another bar in St. Pete. My son won't take me to another bar in St. Pete anymore. And I said, really, Donna, why? Oh, God, that's her real name, too. She's not here, is she? All right. I said, why won't he take anymore? She said, oh, the last time I got so drunk, I threw up on some guy's shoes. And I was like, oh, wow. Glad you're not my mother. And I'm like, Mom, we are never going there, because I can't take that chance. Imagine if there were some gay guy's Prada sandals. He must have read her up one side and down the other. So yeah, she's been on top of the world now about a year, and I don't know if anybody read in the papers, there's a lot of drama over there too. I think when they get up that early, and happy hour is probably like around 2:30 in the afternoon, you're going to be in for some trouble with some domestic. And I always say that Florida is one of the biggest places that I see world's dumbest and cops. We are all over world's dumbest in Florida, and we're on cops a lot. Hillsborough, they do Vegas, Texas, and a lot of Florida. And the only thing I'm worried about is seeing somebody I know. You know, Orient Point Road does not look like a quality place to spend the evening. When I see people sucking mayonnaise out of the plastic tube and trading bologna for apple juice, that scares me a little bit. But yeah, everybody says I talk a lot about my mom, and I always say she's an endless source of entertainment. She told me she wanted to go out and have one of those new drinks, the Machado. I said, what are you talking about? She said, if she's never heard a word before, she doesn't know how to pronounce it. So I said, what are you talking about? Machado, Machito. And I said, with the lime and the mint? And she said, yeah, that one. So I got a piece of paper and I wrote Moeheetoe. And I held it up. I said, what's that say? She said, mojito. I said, now go on out and have one for yourself, Mom. She definitely deserves a drink. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This way. Do I go in the dressing room now? I can stay here? You can stay here. You can go back to your seat.
That's like Catholic.
That's Catholic.
I went to Catholic, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.